everyone, in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the new Makeup Forever Super Boost Skin Tint. Here in England, spring is in the air and as a result there is hope in my heart. So my thoughts turn to skin tints. I have been using the Anastasia Balm, which comes in a stick and is quite easy, very portable, plastic case, it's great. However, I was attracted to this because this one can go up to a medium coverage. I did think, well, it would be quite nice to have something that can give me a little bit more coverage because the Anastasia one is very, very, very light. And I have to say, I have to be wearing it on days when I'm super confident that my skin can hold up and there aren't blemishes to cover. And that's why I was attracted to this. I don't know whether it's spring-like where you are or if in fact your thoughts have turned to skin tints. Please let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And watch on and let's see what we all think. Here's what Makeup Forever Super Boost Skin Tint looks like. It's an all plastic container, it won't break. It's got this very pointy dispenser, which is nice. So I would hope it won't leak. I'm going to put the lid back on to show you, just to turn it upside down. It's got this dispenser, which is like a harmonica or a plunger, depending on your point of view. And what you do is you depress it to get the product out. Although, having fiddled with it, if you want to wait long enough and just let gravity do its thing, you will get a drop coming out of it. They recommend you starting with one drop. Now this one's about to come in the interest of not wasting your time. There we go. I just depressed that once. I actually thought that would be a lot harder. I was worrying about my arthritic thumbs, but actually it does depress more easily. I'm just going to apply it with my fingers to begin with. I would not ordinarily do this, but I do want to see whether it's got the gel-like texture that is as advertised, because one of the things that they talk about is very much that there are skincare benefits and skincare enhancing ingredients. You've got hyaluronic acid and you've got something called, I've written it down, polyglutamic acid as well in there, which apparently is very good for us. There's no SPF, which for me is a real selling point because I like to manage my own SPF application. And it's got grapefruit extracts which improve the skin's quality. Now, one of the things they talk about, and I know a lot of sort of foundations do this, but this is very much, from what they say, a light to medium coverage depending on how much you put on, but you do get up to 72 hours of hydration and 12 hours of plumping and smoothing skin benefits. Now, I'm just going to do half of my face with my fingers and the other half with the brush, but then we can at least see the before and after. This is going on, I have to say, very nicely indeed. Now, all I've got on is some Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water Cream. Now, normally I use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, but I bought this trial size, or it's like 15 ml from Sephora, because I'm aware that going into spring, I would like to try a lighter formula. That's what I've put on underneath this. I haven't put my sort of normal winter skincare because I'm going to be wearing this spring summer when I've got lighter skincare on. I thought I've got to be fair to it, otherwise it's just going to be very greasy underneath. That's one. Is that one? Yeah, that's one. I've used one pump. I think we're going to need a bit more for the forehead. Let's do it again. There we go. Let's see if it's mattifying, because what I have done is I have put a bit more of the Magic Water Cream on my forehead because that tends to be one of the places that just gets very, 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 very dry. That is the first half of my face. I should say I'm using 07, which they say is tan skin with golden undertones. It wasn't my first choice, but I went into Sephora and they didn't even have the testers. And the lady wasn't there to help out. There really wasn't anyone there to help me on this occasion. But I felt, I felt I could do it myself. I went for this because it seemed just about right. And actually, I think it's much better than the one I would have gone for, which I think would be the 06 had I done the mail order thing. I'm pleased with the colour. The finish is lovely. Can have a look close up. I've put a thin coat on. I have got some discoloration here, although I'm not quite sure why. I have been putting my SPF, but I have been trialing a new SPF. It's quite possible it's not as effective as it should have been, so I need to really look at that. But in terms of the smoothing and in terms of evening out just normal olive skin blotchiness, I feel it's sort of done that on this side. I'm going to go ahead now and apply it with my 03, my Refa LC03. It does say it's buildable. It does say it's buildable from sheer to medium. What I'll do is I'll put what I see as a sheer layer on, and then I'll go in again and we'll try and build it up and see, so that you get a really good idea of what this is capable of. Skin tints for me are right up my street, because I don't really like tinted moisturisers. They don't seem to give me enough coverage. I mean, if I want light coverage, I want something that's actually more than just a little bit of colour. And also, I tend to find with tinted moisturisers, they tend to have an SPF, which I don't want. I'm a fan of these. I have been using, and really enjoyed using actually, the Anastasia Skin Skin Balm, which I do really like. I have to say, it's quite a bit more expensive than this one, which is £32, $36, and I think the Anastasia is more like in the £42, £43 mark, $50, so, sorry, $48. It is quite a bit more. Having said that, it's a stick. That may be even more convenient. Although this, I like the way it's plastic and it's easy to manage, and as I said, the squeezy bit is absolutely fine. This is one thin coat with, or one thin application rather. Try not to sound like a decorator. That's what one looks like. I really like this. I think this would be, this is probably what I would be happy wearing, because I do want it to be lighter than my foundation. And as I said, I like the colour. I think probably going into summer, I'd probably need something a little bit darker, but certainly spring, early summer, this is going to be fine. I'm going to put some more on now. Now, they do talk about this unique push to dispense tube, and I don't think I've seen anything like this before, but as I said, I was cautious, because I thought, oh, that's going to be a pain. I'm going to have to push something, and it's going to be difficult on days when my hands feel a bit stiff, but actually it's fine. The other thing I want to say, and I would not have been able to tell you this had I just bought this mail order, but because I went into store and I saw all the samples, what I noticed is you can really see when this is basically see-through. You can really see when your product is either running out, or to see how much is left. That's going to be useful as well, because that can be a bit difficult. Well, it's just annoying really when you can't see in a sort of a white tube or something. I would say it's got glow, but it's not got stickiness or oiliness to it. That's what I would say. I don't know whether an oilier skin may prefer to put a little powder on. Now, it may well be that that's something that you're just used to anyway, but I can see that it's probably, even though I'm not a major powder person, I think I would still put a little bit of powder, given that I've now put enough on. Actually, I think I have got a medium application out of this. If that's something that you would want in terms of getting the most versatility out of this product, that may be something that you can get, a light and a medium coverage out of it. Yeah, I think I'd put a little bit of powder on my forehead. Well, not so much the forehead, but just this sort of bit in between where the 11s are, and on my nose. That is, I think, what we're going to get as a medium cover. Let me show you. And you can see my forehead. It's very nice. Doesn't smell of anything. I can't smell anything. There's a very, very, very slight vestige of fragrance, but it's not one of those where as you apply it, you can really smell it. And in fact, I'd almost forgotten to mention fragrance, actually. It was, yeah, maybe there's no fragrance. They're not advertising it as no fragrance, but I really can't smell anything that's major at all. I'm going to put a little bit of powder I can show you. Recently, I've been using the Makeup by Mario powder in Neutral Peach, which was a bit of a gamble. I bought it from Sephora's website, and it's actually worked out really well, I think. So let's just see. I don't want to do it too much, because the whole point about a skin tint is you want the more natural, but then because I've gone in and made it more medium, it's a hybrid now, isn't it? But I think in the summer I probably wouldn't powder, or I might just powder absolutely minimally on my nose if need be. That's with a bit of powder. I'm going to put a bit of blusher on now. I can show you, because we need to see what it's like with blusher. I have got this Chanel. This is the powder to cream blush, which I do like. This is the shade Rose Ardent, or Rose Ardent. That's going on smoothly. I'm just patting it on. I'm not stroking it on. I'm just patting it on. I don't disturb the sort of the serum-y skin tint quality of it. I mean, they do say it gives you a radiant, healthy looking finish. I think that's true, but as I said, I have gone for a sort of a medium application, and they do say it's a non-oily feel. I think that's absolutely right. I would hope that this would be very good for an oily skin. It hasn't got that. I mean, I can tell because it's not, my skin's not gone really shiny in the way that it would having put a moisturiser on and then something very, very moisturising on top. I think it's just about the right level. I'm going to go off, I'll put some lip gloss on and I'll be back. I've got lip gloss on. It's the Guerlain Kiss Kiss in Honey Glow, and that's been put over a little bit of the lip pencil, which is the Anastasia in Mocha. Here are my final thoughts. I like the fact that I can get a medium application out of this because I can see it gives me, you know, a good coverage on a day that I want a medium application. However, I've got my favourite foundation. I probably won't be using it in that way. I'm more interested in using it as a light application, and if I need a bit more coverage on some pigmentation, then it means I can put a bit more on, and that's really, I think, how I'm going to be using it. I am excited about this because I don't have anything in my collection that does this. As I said, it's more, there is more coverage than the Anastasia. That's, you know, it's giving me something new. I really like the colour. It's not the colour I was going to go for, and I'm really, really pleased with it. As, again, for reference, it's 07, tan skin with golden undertones. I haven't got particularly golden undertones, it's more neutral, but it's absolutely fine. You saw me put a little bit of powder on. I think realistically, the way I'm going to use this is a light application, maybe with a little bit of powder if needed, you know, on my just around my nose and just here. Because if I'm more judicious with what I put underneath, because this is quite moisturising, it may well be that I don't actually need the water cream all over, as I tend to put my creams on all over, you know, in autumn, winter time. Maybe I just need it on my cheeks and I can just leave my chin and nose alone, and then this would be more than enough. Product comes out really nicely. I'm not really pressing. I thought that would be awkward. And I also like the fact, and I did try this, even if I wait quite a long time to drop some product out onto my hand, it takes a while. What that tells me, it's not going to leak everywhere. I think this is going to be absolutely fine. I do like the fact that I'll be able to see how much is left. That's a good thing as well. And as I said, it's not immediately apparent. I could just see that from, because I was in Sephora and I was, you know, using the testers by myself. It comes with 18 colours. I didn't see all the 18 colours because they didn't have a full tester complement. I can't actually tell you how inclusive those shades are. I mean, this is 7 out of 18. That I should be roughly halfway through a shade range. I would say average shade range as opposed to, you know, very inclusive. But I have to leave that for you to, you know, to test out. I do like this. I'm glad I've got it. I think I'll use it. I think it's going to slot very nicely in my collection because I don't have anything that's equivalent. And as I keep saying, I like the fact that there's no SPF. It's not too ambitious. There's skincare ingredients, that's fine, but it's not got ahead of itself because SPF is, you know, is pretty personal and, you know, too important really to be able to just have it on sheer. I do hope that was helpful. I would love to know whether you're going to go for it and if indeed you wear any other skin tint and what do you wear. I love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.